What is it revealing? It means that what moved everything together for Israel to come back into the world was none other than the Ruach, the Spirit of the Almighty God. Wasn't politics, wasn't it? He worked through everything. But you see, if you watch the history, it's an amazing thing because nobody was in control of all of it. And nobody could have, even the people who were trying at one stage, they couldn't even imagine the next stage. It was only God who did it. I mean, through things like a world war, and that drives the Muslim empire out of there, and then by this thing and the next thing, it's one thing out of the next thing. God, what it's the vision of Ezekiel is giving us a revelation that everything that happened in Israel, about bringing them back into existence, that was the hand of God, and it was the Spirit of God. In fact, I'll throw this in, it's also Messiah. Jesus actually is doing it. How do we know that? What did they say to him on the Mount of Olives? They said, "Is it at this time that you will restore the kingdom to Israel?" You, Jesus, are going to restore the kingdom to Israel. And what did he say? He said, "It's not for you to know when." He's going to do it. He's going to keep doing it, but he is part of that. But it's the Ruach HaKodesh moving. It's the Spirit of God moving. The Jewish people survived thousands of years of all hell trying to wipe them out, the devil trying to wipe them out, but they survived. How? By the Spirit of God. Not by themselves, by God's power. Israel came back into the world because it says the wind came upon the bones, and that tells you something. The power of the Spirit. I don't care if you're Baptist, Methodist, Pentecostal, doesn't matter. The power of the Spirit is for every believer. It's not something nice to have. It's not some exotic experience that's just nice. It's not some high to get occasionally. This is the power that actually raised the nation of Israel back from the dead. That's how real this is. The same power that raised Israel from the dead is the power that comes into your life. That's how real it is. That's how down to earth the power is. That's how practical the power is. That's the reality. That's how real it is. How powerful and world-changing this power, this Ruach is. That's how effective it is to change everything. Everything that we've seen with it, with all this coming back, is the power of the Ruach, the wind. He took the Jewish people out of the valley that they were in. They were in a valley when he resurrected them. The power of the Spirit is real. That tells you how real it is to take you out of any valley. He took death with the Jewish people and turned it into life in front of the whole world. That's how real the power of the Spirit is to turn any death in your life, any dead thing, into life. He took a weary, old nation, almost couldn't go on, and made it new again, made it young again, made it full of life again. That is the power of the Ruach HaKodesh, the Spirit of God, that is also given to you, to take you in being old and tired and renew you and refresh you and mount up on eagle's wings. He took a situation with Israel in our own day. He took it that was hopeless and gave them hope. In fact, so much so that their own national anthem is called Hatikva, the hope. Only nation. That shows you how real the power of the Spirit is to take any hopeless thing in your life, lift it up to the Spirit, and He will bring forth hope. He took a messed up, scattered nation, dead, scattered, chaotic, brought them back together, filled in their gaps. The power of God, how real it is to fill any mess in your life, and anything that's messed up, He will give it the life of God. He took a nation that appeared to be finished, couldn't even save itself, and caused it to move again and come alive. So now that people who had not fought in ages became, for their size, the most powerful fighting force on earth. There's like something like number 6, but they're just it's like New Jersey. Size of New Jersey. What if New Jersey rose up in a war against America? It'd be hopeless. But Israel shows you the power of the Spirit to give you power. Truly, if they have power and they had no power, then you have the potential to live in great power. A nation that had no functioning, could not even speak its own language, made it function. That's the power of God. That's how real it is to make you function. And he takes a nation that had all this potential but couldn't fulfill it, the nation was meant to farm the land and make it grow and give life to all these things, but it couldn't do it until he raised it up. So that's how real is the power to take your life and what you were meant to be in his book, what you were meant to be from the beginning, and truly make it actually happen. That's the power of the Spirit. The Almighty. What happened with Israel was impossible. Israel was impossible. Not just the vision, but the actual reality. But God literally did the impossible. See, nations do not disappear for 2,000 years and be crushed all over the world and then come back. Doesn't happen. But it happened because God truly is the God of the impossible. That's why you saw those pictures of those Israeli soldiers looking up, because they were in awe, because it wasn't them. They didn't plan it out. It was God. God said it. Jerusalem, you're coming back. All things are true. Israel is telling you every day, doesn't matter how much they go through, doesn't matter how much the world hates them, Israel is telling you every day that your God is the God of the impossible.
To find out how you can receive more of Jonathan's teachings, to receive special free gifts, or get in touch, go to hopeoftheworld.org or call toll-free 1-800-YESHUA-1. That's hopeoftheworld.org or call 1-800-YESHUA-1. That's 1-800-937-4821. You can also get more at Jonathan Cahn's Facebook page or write us direct at Hope of the World, Box 1111, Lodi, New Jersey 07644, USA.